and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing all affairs.
Who was Kwame Nkrumah? Not just the first president of Ghana, not just a Pan-Africanist. He was the awakening of a continent in human form. Born September 21, 1909, in a small village in the Gold Coast, he would one day stand before the world and declare, Africa must unite.
This African Union now. There is no time to waste. We must unite or we perish.
But before they called him president, they called him Osagyefo, the Redeemer. Nkrumah studied in the U.S. and in London, but what he learned most was that black people everywhere were in chains, mental, economic, and spiritual. He returned home not to wear a suit, but to shake the foundations of empire. In 1957, Ghana became the first sub-Saharan African nation to break colonial rule. He told the crowd, "The independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of Africa." This man wasn't just freeing one country, he was summoning a generation. Nkrumah knew that the West would never give up Africa's riches without a fight. So he called for one African currency, one African military defense, one continental government. He warned, "If we do not unite, we shall be divided and ruled again."
We have done the battle, and we again rededicate ourselves not only in the struggle to emancipate other territories in Africa. Our independence is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the African continent.
They laughed, they sabotaged, they feared what he saw coming. Because Nkrumah could see 50 years ahead, he foresaw the neocolonialism we live under today. He called it imperialism in African skin. And he wrote about it in books they don't teach in school. Africa must unite. Neocolonialism, the last stage of imperialism, class struggle in Africa, dark days in Ghana. He left a blueprint for our freedom, but we left it on the shelf. In 1966, while on a peace mission to Vietnam, he was overthrown in a Western-backed coup. His own people were turned against him, and Ghana, once a symbol of liberation, was dragged back into the grip of foreign control. He never returned home. He died in exile, but never in silence. Today, young people are rising in Kenya, in Congo, in Senegal, in South Africa. Nkrumah's words are no longer echoes. They are instructions. The forces that unite us are intrinsic and greater than the superimposed influences that keep us apart. This is our moment, our reckoning, our rise. Kwame Nkrumah isn't history. He's a living prophecy. And Africa must finish what he began. They called him Osagyefo, the Redeemer.
Hey, this is Jamila, and you're watching Africa Speak.